the all-new Kia Sportage was introduced at the LA Motor Show to American consumers for the first time, along with the showstopper Concept EV9. Although it probably didn't draw as much attention as the concept car, it certainly was the model that attracted more interest from the people that are eagerly waiting for the product, as opposed to a concept car EV9 that's probably at least 3 years away before we can expect to purchase a production model. Kia's #1 selling model to date and the 7th best-selling SUV in 2022, the all-new Kia Sportage is to be released in many different flavors that will satisfy just about everyone's taste to further expand its sales. Everything from the standard gasoline model, to hybrid, and even plug-in hybrid featuring the latest Smartstream turbocharged engines. Your question at this point might be, what about a pure electric model? After all, battery electric vehicle is the fastest growing segment that everyone is turning to when considering their next vehicle to purchase. In fact, Sportage EV or e-Sportage as known in the UK has been long rumored. However, the recent release of the all-new second generation Niro EV, which would occupy the same space as the Sportage EV, made the outlook gloomy. Fortunately, we have recently learned that there is now a strong possibility of the pure electric version of Sportage being launched for the first time in the model's history. In this episode of AutoVision, we will explore this matter further and offer you an explanation as to what can be expected. So, before we go on, we'd highly appreciate your support by subscribing and turning on the notification bell if you haven't already. And please don't forget to like, comment, and vote on the question that's presented at the end of the video. In our last episode, we have explored Kia's next eGMP-based 800-volt dedicated electric vehicle EV4, which is another model that is to be positioned in the same compact electric crossover segment with the likes of the Niro EV. With the imminent release of the all-new EV4 on the horizon, is there a reason why Kia should bother at all with yet another EV that occupies the same compact crossover space? So why is the new electrified version of Sportage even being discussed again? There are a few reasons. The first reason is that because they need to conform with the global mandate to phase out ICE vehicles in the next 10 to 20 years depending on your geographic location, Kia's long-term EV strategy called Plan S calls for the introduction of 11 all-new electric vehicles before 2025, and 7 dedicated EVs such as eGMP-based EV6 by 2027, with only e-Soul and e-Niro currently in the lineup for derivative electric models, which leaves at least 3 additional conventional ICE models that they need to electrify to meet its target. A couple of them we already know. The first one is the electrified version of the Carnival minivan, which is extremely popular in the native Korean market, and the second one is the planned electrification of the Kia Ray City car, the brand's smallest and the most economical car. This only leaves Sportage as the most likely candidate to warrant electrification, as it is the most popular model for Kia, having sold more than 6 million units since its introduction. The second reason is that now there is a more desperate and immediate issue that the company needs to address. Recently, Kia debuted its 2 advanced electric vehicles at the 2021 IAA Mobility Motor Show in Munich, strengthening its position as a pioneer in sustainable mobility. Along with its sensational EV6 dedicated EV, the all-new plug-in hybrid Sportage took center stage at the auto show dominated by electric vehicles. Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid is the much-anticipated variant of the 5th generation Sportage, and its first foray into the plug-in electric genre. It features the advanced power plant, which is borrowed from the bigger Sorento sibling, offering a 1.6-liter turbocharged Smartstream engine coupled with a powerful 66.9 kilowatt electric motor and a 13.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack to produce a total of 261 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It's capable of achieving 35 miles or 56 kilometers of pure electric range, needing 2 hours to charge using the Level 2 charger, which is impressive by the current standard. However, in Europe, countries like Germany are mandating that electrified vehicles are to attain a minimum of 60 kilometers of EV range before 2022, and 80 kilometers by 2024, to qualify for government subsidies given for the purchase of an EV. This poses a great conundrum to Kia as PHEVs are stopgap measures and are not a long-term solution for the company. Kia and the parent Hyundai Group are cutting their resources to develop new internal combustion power plants that include hybrids and plug-in hybrids, as the company's mission is very clear to stop selling ICE cars in Europe by 2035 and attain carbon neutrality by the year 2045. This means resources available to further extend the range of the existing plug-in hybrid engines may simply not be available. The case in point was the introduction of the all-new Niro, where the power plants of the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid were found to be unchanged from the previous model. Motivated by the great popularity of the compact eco-friendly crossover, especially in Europe, Kia gave us the new model based on the all-new third-generation platform. But aside from the more attractive sheet metal and the addition of the EV6-like interior, to address the biggest shortcomings of a somewhat boring-looking front-wheel drive crossover, which is otherwise a nearly perfect car, known for affordability, sound efficiency and great performance. It's very unusual that the all-new model is introduced without any real changes to the power plant aside from the rumored improved fuel efficiency, but that reflects the reality of the turbulent automotive market where ICE cars are being phased out, giving way to the influx of electric cars. The only practical solution for Kia to resolve the problem of the range in its lineup of PHEVs seems to be to step up the full electrification of the ICE models, to create pure EVs in the shortest amount of time possible and phase out the plug-ins eventually in Europe, as is the case in the native Korean market, where plug-in lost popularity as soon as BEV became mainstream. The outgoing Niro plug-in hybrid marked the last of its kind in Korea's automotive history. The third reason, and the obvious reason, is that because they can. The Hyundai Group has created the new third-generation platform to make the development of a new car fast and economical. One of the key features of the platform, aside from quick development time, improved safety, and drivability of the car, allows for simple movement of power plants between cars, whether it be traditional ICE, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, battery electric, and even fuel cell electric. This means they are able to utilize any power plants already developed to be used with the third-generation platform, and easily transfer them to any vehicles built on the same undercarriage. A perfect example was the latest facelift Santa Fe, where it marked a very unusual instance of a facelift model being completely revamped with an entirely new platform, just to utilize the latest hybrid and plug-in hybrid power plant that was developed for the all-new Sorento, which was also built on the newest platform. FYI, this amazing ability for modularity and versatility is so groundbreaking that even companies like Toyota, which still seems to be a firm believer in hybrid technology as a long-term solution, is following the Hyundai's footsteps in its plan to develop such multi-power plant platform called E3 in the near future, for use in mainly the complex European market, where the versatility of a platform is required to adapt to any new situations. Luckily for Kia and the Hyundai Group, they already have access to such a platform and numerous power plants that they can draw from to whip up something quick for the imminent need for more electric vehicles. For example, Sportage, which is also based on the third-generation platform, can easily draw upon a power electric system that's already available. These include the 800-volt system from Genesis electrified vehicles based on the third-generation platforms such as G80 and GV70. The electrified G80 uses the 136 kilowatt or 182 horsepower motor front and back to arrive at 364 horsepower, whereas the electrified GV70 SUV uses 160 kilowatt or 215 horsepower motors front and back for the incredible total of 360 kilowatts or 483 horsepower with the boost mode activated. Also, the e-Sportage has access to the 150 kilowatt or 202 horsepower front-wheel drive unit from Niro EV, which has recently made a switch to the third-generation platform. Just installing one of the three power electric options would bring about a competent electric vehicle with torque ranging from 257 pound-feet or 350 Nm, to 291 pound-feet to 395 Nm. The range is expected to be similar to that of the Niro EV that boasts 239 miles EPA or 455 kilometers WLTP, from a 64 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. Sportage also has access to the 77.4 kilowatt-hours or 87.2 kilowatt-hours battery from the electrified GV70 and G80, but that seems less likely. As for the charging time, if Sportage EV is lucky to receive the 800-volt system, the 10 to 80% charging would be possible in less than 20 minutes, but the likely 400-volt system from e-Niro would result in a charge time of about 30 minutes. So whether you are a loyal Sportage fan, or simply prefer a bigger car than Niro EV, with more traditional SUV styling and bigger room inside, Sportage EV will be just the EV that you're looking for. With the price expected to be in the low $40,000 range, a $5,000 savings over the starting price of the most basic 168 horsepower EV6 may also be a sizable factor in choosing the more practical SUV over the low-slung crossover. The last caveat is whether the first ever Sportage EV would be available in North America, as the electrification would be applied to the European short wheelbase version first. As for the end of the video question, which of the following Kia electric compact crossover interests you the most? The high-tech 800 volts eGMP-based EV4, the proven performer Niro EV, or the new Sportage EV with the size and the practicality that come with the traditional SUV body shape? Please vote and share your views by clicking on the link in the comments section below. Thanks for watching AutoVision, your best source for the fastest Korean car news and rumors. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and click on the notification bell, as not to miss any of our new videos. It would help the channel greatly if you could view our videos as soon as they are uploaded, and watch them all the way until the end, which would help to reach more people. Also, to support our channel even further, please join our membership and enjoy the exclusive content and preview of the upcoming episodes. Finally, don't forget to join our forum and share your passion for Korean cars at KoreanCarNews.com. See you next time with the latest Korean car news.
Hanging from the ceiling, trying not to look away. Tell you to believe it, try to let you know it's okay.